stay in your lane. Yeah, we get a little homie, you been getting some brain. Rapping about how you smoking weed like a chain, but I gotta be the one to throw the industry shade. Told you I've been fed up, get your bread up, you don't drop shit. Dropping so much fire, 2018, it's obnoxious. Put me on the 16, watch the numbers rise, just went from the bubble.
You are now tuned into the Dads Who Live podcast. You have your host, Tyler Gaeta, and we have on guest with us and co-host,
Jonathan Baumgartner.
So we were just talking, getting everything set up here pre-show, and I've been trying to get back into this 5 a.m. routine, and it's kicking my ass, man. Like, I am fucking beat. I woke up this morning at 5, actually at 5, and then I reset my alarm for 5:15. Then I thought about not getting up, but I couldn't go back to sleep, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go get it done. And my schedule's been crazy. Like last weekend, I was gone on a trip Friday through Monday. So this week I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm going to a work convention this weekend for Dads Who Lift. Actually going to meet Sean Whalen with Lions Not Sheep, going to a seminar at Lions Not Sheep headquarters. So shout out to Lions Not Sheep, which is pretty sweet. Looking forward to it this weekend. But again, I'm going to be gone from Friday to Monday again this week. And so I'm trying to cram all this shit into 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it's so much work, so much stuff to do, but got to do what you got to do. But yeah, so I figured, got to get on my morning routine, got to start waking up at 5 every morning. I think about like, you know, I know where I want to go. I know where I'm heading. What would the guy that is where I want to be, what does he do? What does he do every day? You know? And you know, there's a lot of super successful people that don't have a crazy good morning routine. I mean, I get it. There's some people that just work later into the night, and it's really just about how much time you put in through a day. But I'm a father, so working late into the night doesn't work with my schedule. So in order for me to be productive and still be a good father, I have to fucking burn my morning. You know, I have to wake up early to make sure that I get everything done. And when I think about what would the guy, you know, where I want to be, what's the guy that already has that? What's he do? He wakes up at 5 a.m. You know, he doesn't fucking wake up at 6:45, roll out of bed, brush his teeth, and get down to his shop because he is lucky and only has to walk there at 7 a.m. You know, he wakes up at 5. He does his workout in the morning. He does his meditation in the morning. He gets to his shop at 7, gets his son to school at 7:30. He fucking kills it. And that's what I'm trying to get back into. But goddamn, is it tough?
I don't know. I found I'm a 5 a.m. guy. I don't work out in the morning, but I'm up.
You used to.
I used to. My life, I'm in a transition of moving and buying and all of that. So my schedule, like you said, I think you got to be aware of what season in life you are in. And if 5 a.m. is not feasible, or if you don't have kids and 5 a.m. is feasible, if you don't want to sacrifice that time, I think getting it done in the morning is absolutely the best. There's something, you get up, you get going. And for me, by 11 o'clock, I've gotten probably more work than an 8-hour shift than most people do because I'm already up. My mind's going, my brain's going. Before I even said hey to my guys at the shop, I mean, I'm mentally thinking and alert and aware and already planning and prepping. But yeah, by 11:30, 12, I'm like, all right, I feel like I did a lot of work, but man, I need to get an energy drink or something to push through.
Yeah, as you can see, I got this Red Bull sitting right here.
Nothing wrong with it, but the last half of the afternoon, for me, being up in the morning, even though I'm a little bit tired, being able to come home and take a breath and know that, hey, I got so much done today. I feel good. I feel really good about my day at work. It makes me a better dad, a better boyfriend, a better partner when I come home because I'm already accomplished. I already feel successful at something. I'm not carrying that with me. Now, if you have a bad day, leave it at the door. I'm not saying,
right.
But there's something to be had of being successful in one area of your life and then coming home, transitioning to the next area of your life and allowing that successful feeling to just help be at home, be present, be a good dad. It helps me. I may be tired. I may be in bed by 8 o'clock, but I feel happier.
It's been tough this week because I've been burning that morning time, and then I've also been working late as fuck, but it's not a normal week. It's because I only have 3 days.
Right.
I'm trying to cram everything into this. So last night I had to, I got off my normal work, and then I had to go run a Ranger that I'm selling, go wash it and run a Ranger I'm selling to a guy's house. So I didn't get home till 8 o'clock. Then I still made sure I spent my 30 minutes with my son. And, by the time I actually got done with my reading and my meditating and all the stuff after I put him to bed, it was fucking past 10 o'clock, and then it's tough for me when I'm not going to sleep. So then it takes me an hour to wind down and actually get to sleep. So then it's 11 o'clock when I fall asleep and then waking up at 5, 6 hours of sleep. I know a lot of guys run off 6 hours of sleep. For me, it's not enough. My body likes 7 to 8 minimum. 6 to me just doesn't cut it. I can get by for a short period of time, but not sustainable. And what I'm trying to do is live a fucking lifestyle, you know?
Right.
So that actually brings me into the topic, but
one thing I shared a quote the other day, and it was about the grind. And since we're talking about the grind, you can't fool it. You can't trick it. You can't outsmart it. If you don't put the work in, the grind knows, and you will not get the reward. You can't outsmart it. You can't fake it. You can't fool it. You have to grind. Get up at 5 a.m., work till 10 p.m. to get to where you want to be. Things are not going to fall in your lap, and the grind isn't going to give you an easy pass. It's called the grind for a reason. Put the work in, no shortcuts. So getting up, being tired, to me, I just keep in mind when I'm feeling tired as hell, what does the end of the year look like for me? I say it a lot out loud to my girlfriend, to people. Like, I just look at the end of the year. I'm tired. I'm maybe frustrated or overwhelmed or stressed out right now. But man, the end of the year for me, I don't even focus on right now. I'm just in the trenches, just focused on what needs to be done to get to that point. And it truly helps. But the grind, you can't cheat it. So again, getting up early, pushing through, keeping in mind, hey, what does this guy have that I want? And what is he doing? Well, he's getting up. He's working hard. He's not taking shortcuts. He's not cutting corners. He's working late when he has to. He's being really efficient. He's, planning everything out. Don't cheat the grind.
100%. I want to go back to the intro. We kind of jumped forward on getting into the topic and the podcast, but we do this shit for free, guys. Please give us a like, share, 5-star review. I don't run ads. I don't want to run ads. I hate that shit when I listen to podcasts and there's an ad every 15 fucking minutes. So we want to grow this thing organically. How we do that is you tell a friend, they tell a friend, they tell a friend. That's how we get this thing forward. So if we added any value to you, change your perspective, give you a laugh, give you a smile, anything of positivity in your life, please give us a like, share, 5-star review, tell a friend, share it on Instagram, share it on Apple Music, share it on iTunes, share it on YouTube, whatever it may be, man. We really appreciate it. We have apparel for Dads Who Lift, dope-ass hats, hoodies, T-shirts, tanks. That's all on www.dadswholifapparel.com. We are on Instagram as Dads Who Lift Apparel. We are on Facebook as Dads Who Lift Apparel. And then we have a Facebook group, which is 53,000 and growing like-minded dads trying to be their best selves and stay fit. If that's something that interests you, again, that is a group on Facebook, and that is called Dads Who Lift Official. So check that out if that interests you. We were just talking too, your son's about ready to go into kindergarten.
He's getting old. He's getting too old, man.
And you've been here a minute. He was
a baby. He was just born in May, and started in September. So he was 6-8 months, and now he's going on. He'll be 5. And it's funny. The other day we were talking to somebody. I can't remember who it was, but they've never met Brooks before, and they're like, "Hey, what's up, bud?" And he's like, you want to see my muscles? And he's just a funny dude, right? So. And he's like, oh, yeah, my birthday's coming up. I'm going to be 5. And he won't let you forget it. And he definitely won't let me forget it. So coming on May 5th, little man will be officially 5 years old. It's crazy to think about. It's his golden birthday, too. And the golden birthday, I don't know if you guys have ever celebrated a golden birthday, but it's supposed to be your special birthday, the day.
No,
of
what's
the
a
month.
golden birthday?
You never heard of that?
No,
Where so May 5th. His birthday is on May 5th. It'll be 5-5 this year. He's going to turn 5. So whatever day your birthday is, if your birthday is on the 27th and you turn 27, that's your golden birthday.
Okay.
And it's supposed to just be a little fun thing, but obviously we got to do something cool for him this year.
Oh, so mine would have been the 11th.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I fucked that up.
I was 17,
didn't
so
get that when I was a kid.
Didn't get it either. So
No, definitely not. I do remember turning 10, though. I still remember that because I remember my uncle telling me that now you're in the double digits, so you're old.
The good old double digits.
Yep, 10 years old. I remember that sitting on my grandpa's front porch and weeping water to this day. But
that's awesome.
That's fucking awesome, man. And that's what life's all about. And I'm telling you right now, as a father of an 11-year-old boy about to be 12 that's going into middle school next year.
Got a middle schooler. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oof.
Cherish these moments, man, because it goes by so fast. I never in a million years. I mean, obviously I knew I'd have a middle schooler, but I never thought it would happen this quick.
Right.
Like I thought about, I have my son at 21 and I'm still relatively young even now because I have my son so young. But, You know, when you have a newborn, you think about when they're in middle school, you think of yourself as old as fuck. You know, and it's like I don't feel old as fuck now. It's like holy shit. So
well, today's my girlfriend's daughter, same age actually, she's going to be 12 and she's going into middle school, and we were talking about it. Today's society and the culture and everything, it's probably tougher to be a kid nowadays and to go to school with all the pressure you have, all the
100%.
social media that's going on. And I'm pretty conservative. I'm old school. I don't like the TikToks, and Snapchat's okay, but you got to be careful because Caitlin's nephew has a girlfriend at school. Some things were shared on Snapchat. He got mad. Some boy was ruffling his feathers. And just being a kid, he just said something dumb like, "I'm going to shoot you."
oh God.
And thank God he went to the principal's office. The other kid took it as a joke and was like, "Oh, here's my address. Pull up." And only because he responded that way and didn't seem scared or intimidated or anything, they suspended her nephew. And so I'm a little bit younger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Hey, bro, you're in high school. We're 12, 13 years apart. That don't fly anymore, man. You can't say you're going to shoot somebody. You're going to go to jail. Like that's a terroristic." And so we had to have a real conversation with this 15, 16-year-old boy who just started driving, who's got a girlfriend. Listen, man, you're not going to shoot anybody over a girl. One, it's just a girl. Two, if you want to throw some hands and fight, I don't care, man.
Yeah.
Like, I tell my son, don't start it, but it's okay to finish it.
Yeah.
So today's world, I mean, just prepare yourself. And Braden's a good dude. I mean, he's obviously very smart, but little things like that you don't think about, even just saying something because you're upset. And I'm like, man, that would 100,000,000% been me. I would have been like, "F you, dude. I would just say something stupid like that." But today's society, you have to be extra careful, protect them, because they don't know. They don't know the trouble that they can get into. I mean, and I don't want to. I mean, there's a lot of softer people out there, but the victim mentality has been a huge thing. I don't know in the last.
I feel I've been in a lot of fights when I was a kid, a lot of fights in general. I've been hit. Actually, I have been shot at. Those are back in my wilder days, pre-children.
Right.
Yeah, man, I'm cool with throwing hands. It's not cool to kill anybody. It's not cool to threaten to kill anybody.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so I'm glad you had that talk with him. I want to jump over to the topic. And this is a topic that actually Laurel came up with and gave to us, which I fucking love. And it actually ties into what we talked about last week and what you already brought up this morning with your work ethic, part of the topic. And the topic is ability versus action. And so why I love this, and this goes back to what I said last week, if you guys listen to last week's podcast, Bet on Yourself, is this is the hard truth, guys. There can be somebody that has half the ability that you do, half the potential that you do, half the knowledge that you do, half the smarts that you do, half the skill set that you do. But if you don't ever move and that other guy moves, even though he has half the skill set, half the ability, half the potential, but he moves every fucking day and you don't, he's going to win. Ability is not enough. You have to make sure that you're putting in action. You can be born, some people are naturally gifted, some people are naturally talented, and that's cool. But if you don't actually take that and put it into action and actually do things with your life and actually make progress towards it every single day, you'll never get anywhere. So like I said last week in last week's podcast, there's tons of people out there, and I hear it all the fucking time as an entrepreneur. There's so many people out there that are, I got these big plans. 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 I'm putting this plan together. I'm putting this plan together. I'm putting this plan together. I got this big fucking elaborate deal going on, right? And as soon as I tie together all these pieces, then I'll make it happen. So you go back to these people a year later and you're like, "Hey, how's those big plans going?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'm still putting it together. I'm still piecing it together, but I'm ready to, I'm going to make a move soon, And it's like, the whole deal is you can sit there and plan all you fucking want. You can prepare all you fucking want. You can try to make it perfect before you launch it. You're never going to get there. It's not the way that it works. You have to put in effort. You have to work towards something every single day. And the beauty of it is you're better off having half a plan and then making moves and learning through trial and error than you are
100%.
waiting for a full plan, but it takes you 12 years to get your full plan together.
100%.
You're better off saying, okay, I know the general direction of where I want to go. This is how I think I'm going to get there. And I'm going to go now and I'm going to fucking figure it out along the way. And I'm going to use my failures because I'm going to fail. I'm going to use my failures to learn and change and grow forward. And so every single day I'm stepping forward. Every single day I'm making progress. I take a step. That step worked. I take another step. Hey, that step didn't work. So I'm going to learn from that. I'm going to pivot and I'm going to go step over here. Right. But the point is that every fucking day we're making progress and we're moving towards our goals. And this is why I have in my Alpha Limitless Dad lifestyle that I live every single day. I have in there a deal called the Winner Circle. And what the Winner Circle is it's 5 daily tasks that you have to get done every single day. And these are not tasks like take the trash out, do the laundry, like do the dishes, like normal fucking things. These are tasks that push me forward to achieve my goals. These are tasks that get me to the life that I want to live, that get me closer to my dream life every single fucking day. So every single fucking day, even on my days off, I'm doing 5 things that push me closer to my goals. And with that being said, I'm working towards my goals and the life I want to live 365 days a year. 365 days a year. I did the math. I'll have to fucking do it again here right now real quick. But if you take, come on phone. So there's 52 weeks in a year, right? Most people take 2 days off every single week, right? So 52 times 5 is 260 days. So if I'm doing a winner's circle and I'm doing 5 things that push me towards my dream life every single day, and you're only working Monday through Friday, and on Saturday and Sunday, you do nothing that propels you forward, nothing at all, I'm working 105 days more than you a year.
It's a third.
I'm pushing 105 days harder than you are in a year. I'm 105 days closer to my goal than you are every single fucking year. Every year.
This more
and
action.
The deal is these things don't have to be like if it's a Saturday or Sunday, my 5 things don't have to take me all fucking day. Right. You know, my 5 things might take me an hour. They might take me 30 minutes. It might take me 2 hours. It just depends. But once I get those things done, I'm ready. I can go golf the rest of the day. I can go drink beer the rest of the day. I mean, I don't drink beer because I'm on my program and there's no alcohol in it, but you get the point. Right. I can go fucking boat the rest of the day. I can do whatever the fuck I want the rest of the day. Right. And the nice thing about this too, is when I live this lifestyle on the days that, as long as I'm pushing forward and getting my things done every single day, say that I get my power list done, my winner circle done by noon every single day, then I can take the rest of the fucking day off. I don't.
Right.
But I can. And I still fucking won that day. I still push forward. I'm still in the winner circle. Right. And so what I'm telling you guys, right, especially you young entrepreneurs, anybody listening to this, because everybody has something that they want to do in their life, whether it be a business, fitness, you know, a bad habit, a relationship, start reading books. Like everybody has something that they want to change about their life. Everybody has something that they've been saying, oh, I'm going to do that soon. I'm going to do that this day. I'm going to do that then. Oh, once I do this, then I'll do that. Once I get this done, then I'll get that. Then I'll go in that direction. What I'm telling you right now is there's never a fucking perfect time. So just do it now or it'll never happen. If you wait 4 years down the road to do it, think about all that progress, even with your failures, all that progress that you would have had achieved and accomplished within those 4 years, just making moves and just failing through it, right? Right. Just failing through it, just stumbling through it. At least you're going, at least you're learning, at least you're heading in the right direction. At least you're doing something every day, even if it's not exactly the right thing, you're doing something every day to keep pushing you forward towards your dream life and your goals. And I'll tell you another thing. When you live this, you feel better. You get a sense of freedom. You get a sense of happiness. You get a sense of confidence. You get a sense of, God, just fucking motivation and loving who you are, because you know that every single day you're fucking fulfilling your destiny. You're being a fucking man. You're being the man that you were put here to be, and you're moving towards your fucking goals. Because listen, guys, I've done this. I procrastinated with this shit. Like, My own coaching, I procrastinated with. Oh, once I do this, then I'll get into the coaching. Once I get this handled, then I'll get into the coaching. I did that for years before I actually started coaching. And let me tell you, when I first started coaching, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like I failed my way through it. Now it's great. Now I have a system down. Now it's fucking killing it. It's helping people. And it's an amazing thing. But when I first started, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just knew that I had to fucking make a move. And I knew that if I kept putting things off and waiting for the perfect time, I was never going to get there. And I knew that I would rather make mistakes and fail my way forward than not move forward at all. One more thing. I've said this before, guys. I've used failure a lot in this podcast. I don't fucking believe in failure, right? Do we fail? Yes. But if you take that failure and you learn from it and you become a better human being or a better businessman and you move forward from it and grow, it's not failure. It's only failure if you look at it and then go and do the same exact fucking thing again. Then you failed. But if you fuck up and say, okay, not doing that again, I'm going to go over here now, I'm going to pivot, I'm going to do this, it's not fucking failure. Right. It's growth. So you got to move, guys. You got to move. Like I said, everybody has something that they've been putting off. Everybody has something that they've been wanting to do. Everybody has something that they've been saying for months, weeks, years that they're going to get done. Just fucking start it. Even if you give half capacity, you will be farther ahead starting now than waiting years down the road. Again, you can take a guy that has all the fucking skill in the world and you can put him next to a guy that has half the skill, a quarter the skill, quarter the ability. But if the guy that has all the skill in the world, all the ability in the world, doesn't fucking put that to use and doesn't take action and doesn't work, it doesn't matter how much skill you have because you're not moving forward. The guy with a quarter of the skill is going to fucking eat your lunch every single fucking day because he's fucking making moves, even if they're the wrong moves. He's making moves, he's learning, and he's moving forward, period.
What I hear you saying when we first brought up this topic, it didn't strike me at first talking about it. And I'm like, once we start rolling my brain, really, it opens up. So more action is always greater than more ability. And if you look, you said statistically, just look at let's just use athletes for an example. Not everybody is born into an athletic body shape. You're not born with certain gifts like LeBron, Kobe, MJ. But look at all the other people on the court who outworked 100 other people to make it into the NBA. They're not God-gifted abilities, but they spent hours and hours in the gym. They spent hours and hours studying videotape. That's action. That's not just saying, I want to be the greatest. I'm going to plan to be the greatest. They put the time in. They put the effort. They grinded, right? They studied the tape. They studied all of that.
Dude, even MJ and Kobe, were they born with natural ability? Absolutely. But did they still outwork everybody else? 100%.
Achieve those levels of success? Absolutely.
You're not born with that much natural ability. I don't care how much natural ability you're born with. To get the level of success that MJ and Kobe got, you still had to put in tremendous amounts of work. And they still outworked everybody to get to where they were.
So just as a broad idea, more people have a better chance of becoming successful at whatever it is you want by simply putting in more action than thinking you have the ability. And this took me a long time, we'll just say woke. When I finally woke up to realize there's a different way of thinking, a different way of living my life and going about life and not just being in my own bad habits, but I can grow, I can be better, I can move forward and not be stuck. You have a greater chance of success putting in the action in yourself. And this ties into bet on yourself, right? If you weren't born with the gifts, but you can go and learn a new skill, build a new skill, put in the action, and become whatever it is that you want, or do whatever it is that you want. For me, I'm a planner. I will overthink everything until I'm dead. I have had to learn to stop overthinking and start doing. I can think a million things, but what I found when I actually start working the process, it doesn't matter what I wasted more time thinking about 100 different options than if I just wouldn't and did it. I spent so much more mental energy trying to think and have it figured out. So much energy. Now that I'm just doing stuff, I have some things that I'm just doing. And again, that makes the picture's more painted by actually doing it. I brushstroke, right? I'm doing. I mean, my painting's coming to life because I'm actually physically doing things. I'm not just sitting back and trying to think about the best, most absolute perfect way to get it. And I used to think that was how you do it. Hey, I got to plan this out so that way when I go to implement it, it's 100% start, up, go, and running. That is a very young, dumb, uneducated entrepreneur who thinks that you can have everything written on a piece of paper and then put it into real life and it's going to be exactly what you wrote and thought. I was very, very, very foolish. The best way is to actually just fucking do it. Just do it.
And I'm not saying don't know what you're doing or don't have any sort of plan, right? That's not the point. It's okay. Say you're starting a new business, right? It's okay to come up with a business plan, right? It's okay to have a direction. It's okay to manifest. To me, part of what planning is manifesting.
100%.
It's okay to know where you're going. It's a good thing. But when that starts to, when it goes into excuses, when it goes into,
I got to do this.
I got to get this piece put together before I can actually jump and do it all. You know, I got this part figured out, but now I got to figure that out before I can move forward. Or I got to quit my job before I'm going to jump in on this. Or you know, I got to get this side hustle going before I actually give it my full effort and stop my job. There's so many different ways. Or like, you know, hey, what mine was forever is, I got to get good managers hired in my company to run my company so I'm not in it as much before I can go off and do this other thing, right? And those are all excuses. When it starts coming down to excuses, that's when there's an issue, right? If it's something that you truly want, you have to work towards it every single day. Nothing comes without work. Nothing comes without action, ever. And I don't know if I ever finished this thought, but this was a thought of mine earlier, is when you live that lifestyle, because I've lived it, where you're telling yourself that you're going to do something, but you never actually do it. You keep prolonging it. You keep procrastinating. You keep waiting. That's a fucking shitty way to live. And when you're living in that, it breeds anxiety. You're living in anxiety. You're living in depression. You're living in fear. You know, like when I was living in that, I could feel that I wasn't living up to my true potential. And that's a shitty fucking feeling. And that's ultimately what pushed me to make the jump, just to do it, just to fucking start, even though I was scared shitless. Didn't have the time, wasn't the perfect timing, but I made it happen because I got to a point to where I felt like I was living a lie because I wasn't fulfilling my passion, which means that I wasn't doing what I was put here to do. You know, I was letting other things take my time and energy and not putting it where I really wanted it to go. And to me, that built up and built up and built up, and that anxiety built up, and that fear built up, and that feeling of just not living to my full potential built up enough to where I said, hey, fuck this, I got to make a move. And I'm sure a lot of guys listening to this that want to do things feel that and know exactly what I'm talking about. And what I'm saying is that making that move is always going to be better and easier than that fear building up to it. Right. So once you finally make the move, so once I finally made the move and said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Was I still scared shitless? Yeah, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But once I started going, even though I still didn't know where I was going, exactly what I was doing, once I started going and putting in the effort and actually taking action towards it, and then you start seeing things fall into place and come together and actually start working, then you're like, it's just this huge sense of fucking freedom and just fucking God, you're just like, oh yes, it's all finally fucking working out. Like everything's aligning, you know? And the other thing I'll say too is like, it's okay to have a plan, right? But you will never have a perfect plan on paper without implementing that plan, ever. Like without action, without actually trying the plan, you never know if it's actually going to work. So I always start with the plan. By the time I get to the end result, that plan's changed 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, 200 times.
Not just by thinking about it, though.
I can think about something and put it down on paper and say, oh, this is what I'm going to do. But it's not until I implement that that I know for sure if it works.
Yep.
So once I implement it, then I say, okay, well, fuck, that didn't work. Or, hey, that did work, so I'm going to keep doing that. Or this part didn't work, so I'm going to change that and tweak it. And I'm going to keep tweaking things until I get to an area that works. But the point is that that's through trial and error. That's through action. So if I sit here and spend a year trying to perfect this plan without actually putting it into place and testing it, and not without having any action or any trial and error, that plan is never going to get perfect, right? To where if I take half that plan and I say, okay, I'm going to fucking just start, I'm going to go and I'll tweak it as I go, I probably have that plan perfected within a few months, you know? And the crazy part about it is I could think about that plan for a year, and that plan 1 year later with no action or no implementing is still going to be less of a plan than my tweaked plan 3 months down the road, because I've actually put it into action. I've tested it. I know what works and what doesn't work. And I use that to get me forward, and I fail forward. Right. I'm reading a book right now called The Obstacle is the Way. And they talk about this kind of ties in. So they talk about products, and specifically to like, this would be like goods, like, you know, technology goods, or like, you know, the shit you see on like the infomercials,
right?
You know, like
consumer goods.
Yeah, consumer goods, right? Might be like a back scratcher, or, you know, I don't know, fucking whatever, a consumer good that you would see. Everybody's seen those little consumer shows where it's like the ShamWow.
Everybody got to have it.
Yeah. But they talk about these things, right? And what they used to do back in the day is they used to put all this money into research and then come up with this product, and then put all this money into perfecting this product, and then like put all this money into different variances of that product before they even launch it. And so they've got all this
Huge
time
startup.
and money invested in this product before they even know people fucking want it. Right. And it didn't work. Everybody used to do this, and they would lose so much money. Right. This is compared to the guy that sits there and plans and is waiting and is waiting and is waiting, but never actually does anything. Right. What they do now is they take their simplest version of their product. So their product might be like, you know, hey, there's this thing that does 10 different things when it's done and finalized, right? But then they take this thing that's the simplest version, so it only does like 2 things, right? So they have the least amount of money in it, and then they go launch it, right? So it's like a tenth of their final product, right, of what they really want to do, but they barely have any money in it, they barely have any overhead in it, and then they go launch the fucker. And then if people like it, then they invest the rest of the money and then make it this big ass product and make it even better, and then they sell the fuck out of it. If people don't like it, then they barely had anything invested in it, so who cares? Right. This is the same fucking, this goes hand in hand with what we're talking about. You can have the biggest plan in the world, but without action, it means nothing. You can have not a great plan, but you take action every single day and work hard every single day and put in the time and effort every single day and tweak things and learn from your failures and move forward every single day, you're going to be farther ahead any fucking day of the week.
Thinking of that on, like you said, consumer goods, think of it on terms of as the consumer good being your energy. Do you want to invest
there you go.
so much of your energy, time, your resources, time that you don't have, time you're taking away from your family, time you're taking away from doing your side, like trying to start a side hustle, like all this extra time, just plan, thinking you're going to have it perfect for everybody out there. And then all of a sudden you launch it and you realize it's a bust. How draining. And this is probably why a lot of people never try again. How draining would that be? Or, I mean, been there, done that. Mm-hmm. Exhausting. Completely exhausting to feel you put so much into it to make it perfect in your mind, but in everybody else's mind, it doesn't matter what's in your mind. What matters is what's in their mind.
It didn't correlate. It didn't translate.
It didn't translate. And now you feel like a failure.
And now you got to redo it all.
Because you invested so much. Yep. That model, 100%, just do it. Oh, you don't like this? Cool. I'll tweak it a little bit here. Yep. Oh, that's cool. You like that? Sweet. We're on to something. Do it a little bit better.
Yep.
A little bit on the way up.
I think what it comes down to, and I'll just leave it at this, I think that people are just scared to fucking work nowadays. I think that people want something without having to put in the effort and the time that it takes to get it. And I think that people we're in a fear-based society with fear-based media and fear-based social media and fear-based everything.
Give me now.
Yeah, COVID, all this shit that's going, like, everybody is so tied into fear. It's not only like external fears, but it's internal fears too, right? So if I'm scared to do something and it's a big jump for me to do it, a lot of people think that it's easier just not to do it, right?
Right.
And that's actually false. It's actually harder because you're feeding your fears by not doing it. So that fear keeps growing and growing and growing until you actually take the step and launch and do it, right? But I think people are scared to fucking move forward. I think they use excuses to hold themselves back, and they use excuses to not move forward just because they're scared. And then people don't want to put in the fucking work. Like, you're going to tell me, oh shit, I'm going to start a company, but I got to put in 15 hours a day for the next 5 years. But then after that, then I'm fucking making millions of dollars a year, and then I can hire people to run my company, and then I can only put in like maybe 20 hours a week at that company, and then I can start working on other companies. Yeah, dude, that's what it fucking takes, right? And actually that 5 years is probably more like 10. Right? I'm 13 years in my first company right now, and I'm just now finally to the point of to where I can take time. I can put less time into that company and put more time into different ventures and different things that I want to do. And it took me 13 fucking years to get there. Right? So this shit is hard. It's not for everybody. Right? But if you want to live that fucking life, you want to get to a point to where you can travel anytime you want, and you can drive the fucking nice cars, and you can live in the multi-million-dollar houses, and you can have all the fucking toys, and you can travel the fucking world. You got to put in the work to get to that place, because I got it. I can do that. But it took me a lot of fucking time to get here. And I lost a lot of fucking people along the way. Like, people see me now. They don't see the fucking 10 years that I struggled and raised my son by myself and worked fucking 7 a.m. till fucking 7 or 8 o'clock at night every night, and had my mom watch my son every night, and had my mom watch my son on the weekends, and missed a lot of my kids' first fucking activities and moments because I was out fucking grinding trying to get this fucking business going. They don't see that shit. They don't see that I wasn't out fucking partying on the nights and weekends like they were, like most 20-year-olds are. Not me. I was fucking working. I was putting in the effort. I lived the life that nobody wanted to live then so that I can live the life that everybody wants to live now, right? And it's really easy to look at the fucking result. And to me, I'm still nowhere. This is like, dude, I'm lower than I ever want to be. You know, to me, like, I haven't even made it. Like, to me, I got from where I am now to where I want to be, I've got to fucking still scale by 10,000 times, you know? But it's very easy for people, even just where I am now, to look at the end result and think that it's fucking easy, and it's not fucking easy. It took a lot of fucking time, a lot of work, a lot of fucking sacrifice, a lot of consistency, a lot of fucking discipline, a lot of fucking dedication, a lot of losing people, a lot of losing sleep, a lot of fucking long nights, a lot of long days, a lot of fucking shit. Snowstorms, fucking, I think the most I stayed up all together was like 4 or 5 days back when we used to do Midtown Crossing all at once. I mean, I don't even know how many hours that is, but that's without sleep. One period of time. You know, I put in my fucking time to get where I'm at. And guess what? Now I'm putting in the time in new ventures, and I'm putting in that same fucking time. So I'm not at the place of like, oh, I made it, so now I can only put in like 20% here and get this going. No, dude, I pulled a little bit back from this company because John and other guys are running it now. But I put all that I pulled back from this company into these other companies. I'm still going full bore because they're fucking startups. They're brand new companies. They're my passion. And they take that same fucking effort, that same fucking burning desire, and that same fucking drive that my first one took to start. And I know that. So yeah, I'm a multimillionaire. I'm 13 years into fucking business, and I'm still waking up at 5 in the fucking morning. And I'm still working till 8 o'clock at night like I did last night. Because that's what it fucking takes.
Can't cheat the grind.
Can't cheat the grind.
Doesn't matter what you do, the grind is going to pay you what you earned. And if you didn't earn it, you ain't getting it.
I love it, man.
You can't cheat the grind.
So I'm going to leave it at that. This has been the Dads Who Live podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, please give us a like, share, 5-star review. You tell a friend, they tell a friend, they tell a friend. Share it on IG, share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, share it on Apple iTunes or Apple Podcasts or whatever. We appreciate it, guys. If we gave you any insight, change of perspective, you got any value out of this at all, it's all we're trying to do is add value. Please give us a like, share, 5-star review, tell a friend, share the show. We need that to grow, guys. We don't want to run ads. We don't want to do this shit. So anyways, we have apparel on www.dadswholiftapparel.com. We're on IG, Dads Who Lift Apparel. We're on Facebook, Dads Who Lift Apparel. And then we have a Facebook group called Dads Who Lift Official. Again, that's a group on Facebook, 53,000 like-minded dads trying to be the best selves to stay fit. If that's something that interests you, check that group out. Can't cheat the grind, guys. Take action, work, move forward, no matter what. Every fucking day, period.
They told me to lie when I get cocky. Ain't it funny how they think they can stop me? Try to be me, but I'm so sorry you not me. Try to be me.